do not or may not remember what contribution he made. Most of you, after the arati is over, go for prasadam. And sometimes you go through this door, through the stairs down to the prasadam room. When the original structure was built, it was his idea to make a provision in the structure so that we can build this door and still maintain structural integrity. It is easy for anybody to understand that if we have a pillar to support something and you cut the pillar, then that support is gone. So that's what would have happened if we did not think about it. Secondly, this structure is basically made from steel. So the steel beams and steel trusses. But it was not really meant for supporting hurricane and winds above certain miles per hour velocity. So he suggested to bolster the structure so that it can withstand those velocity of wind and can stand a hurricane up to certain speed. These are some of the few things that I am aware of. I am pretty sure he contributed many other ways to the structure of this temple, and as late as just few months back, he presented some drawings as we are thinking of extending this temple to make additional rooms for more devotees and pujaris and some classrooms for the kids. So he spent a lot of his professional expertise to help our temple. That was the major point of what I wanted to say. Secondly, I want to talk about a little bit of spiritual aspects. There are certain things that we should be aware of to measure a devotee. It is not what clothes he wears. It is not what tilak he puts on, long or short, or how many rounds of beads he counts, that really physically can make a difference. It's the internal mood within that makes a difference in anyone's life, not anything that we show externally. If the external aspects go with the internal aspects, then it is good. But if the external aspects just remain as a show, then it does not do any good. So, from that respect, we cannot judge a devotee how high he is by considering his external aspects. Having said that, Vinod Bihari Prabhu was not to be judged by his external aspects. He was a high-class devotee because certain things that came up recently, as Maharaj has pointed out, and other things that I would like to again reiterate. His name that Gurudev gave was Vinod Bihari Prabhu, which is not an ordinary name. It is the name of our Param Gurudev, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, our Gurudev's Gurudev, and one who gave sannyas to Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So his name was, before he was sannyas, Vinod Bihari Brahmachari. That is what Gurudev chose to name Babu Bhai Patel. We don't have much time to get into the details of this analogy and what it really mean or can mean in elaborate on that, but suffice it to say that our Param Gurudev was one of the stalwarts of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. He was the one who saved the life of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who institutionalized the Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Before that, there were all Bhajananandis. And he was the one who, at the time of British, was sending emissaries to Lord in England to preach to them the high philosophy of Vaishnavism, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, and was able to really establish institutions of premier class in their own area, in England, in India, which still now exists, and they gave degrees. The thing that to note here is these spiritual aspects that we can find in devotees who take shelter of a guru are like what way they leave their world in this time when last week only, just Sunday we had Nauka Bihar and Monday evening he left. They had got the presence of high and very senior disciples of Srila Gurudev, Bhaktivedanta Tirtha Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj, and many brahmacharis and Prabhus blessing him before he left and doing his rites after he left. And we did so many chantings. So this is not ordinary. And we should really feel confident that he is really taken care of very well by Srila Gurudev. In the end, I like to just pray for his blessings to us so that we can move forward the way we started. And I am pretty sure that will really please him. Gaur Pramanande.
Thank you, Tarun Krishna Prabhuji. Gurudev used to say that Nishtha, or faith in the spiritual master, is the backbone of bhakti. So, and one thing I always noticed in Vinod Bihari Prabhu was that he had firm faith in Gurudev. And many times he would tell me that how great Gurudev was and how impressed he was by the great knowledge, but at the same time immense humility that Shri Gurudev exhibited. So he was always happy that he had taken shelter of Shri Gurudev. This firm faith in Guru is the most important aspect of our devotional progress. So I will now request Subhasakha Prabhu, who is also one of our board members, to come and say his few words about Vinod Bihari Prabhu.
ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। First, I like to offer my unlimited koti dandavat pranams to Nitya Leela Pravishta Stotra Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj or Gurudev, and also to Bhakti Vedanta Tit Maharaj and all the assembled devotees present here. So today we are remembering Vinod Bihari Prabhu, who was, as you all know, a very, very dear God brother. Yudhishthir Maharaj was asked one time, what is the most perplexing thing in this world? And he said that the most perplexing thing in this world is that we all know we have to go someday, but still we don't think about that. We ignore that point. That is the most perplexing. We go to funerals, we see so many times, people leaving, but still we don't realize ourselves that one day we will have to go. So this life is really a preparation for our last breath that we will take in this world. Now, actually today, Vishnu Prabhu asked me to speak, so I was trying to think about our dear Vinod Bihari Prabhu. Actually, Vinod Bihari Prabhu was also a very close friend of mine. Besides a God brother, we went to his house many times. And even though he was as much as almost my father's age, but he treated me like I was his friend. He would ask me for advice. Similarly, I would ask him for advice. We would sit down and do all. That was his humble nature. He never acted like, I am older than you, so why, I should not listen to you. But no, he did. Now coming back to, Bihari Prabhu's spiritual part, today is not only the glorification of Vinod Bihari Prabhu, but it is the glorification of our Gurudev. Why? Because in front of our own eyes, we saw how Gurudev arranged for Vinod Bihari Prabhu to leave this world. So how can we not glorify our own Gurudev when he is a disciple of our dear Gurudev? In the Shastra it is said that even one moment's association with the Mahat Sangam, with a pure devotee, Mahat Sangam means very high association. One's life becomes successful. Not only did he have Mahat Sangam, but he took Diksha from that Mahat Sangam, from that pure devotee. The first limb of bhakti is Guru Pada Asraya, and he took shelter from a bona fide Gurudev, like our Sadguru, Shri Narayan Maharaj. That is his real qualification, that he took shelter of a pure devotee. Then I remember it is said that even if one does one parikrama in Navadvip Dham, if one goes to Navadvip Dham, even one time in this lifetime, his life will be successful. It so turns out that Vinod Bihari, Sushil Prabhu, and myself, you were there that year, we went to Navadvip Dham. And me, Vinod Bihari Prabhu, and Sushil Prabhu, we were in the same room, sleeping in the same room. For the whole week, we did parikram together. And Vinod Bihari Prabhu told me, Swal Prabhu, can you put tilak every day? My seva for him, that I would put tilak for him, and for Sushil Prabhu also. I think now Sushil Prabhu is expert in tilak. So he would request me, Subhash Babu, please put tilak on me. And we had one other devotee in our room, because we were 4 people were there. He was from Australia. I remember it was so funny that, we would all go in the morning, and his name was Dinesh. So he would sleep in, so we would leave early for Parikram, and we would give him the key. So Vinod Bihari Prabhu would tell him very clearly, we are going to be back at 2 p.m. Make sure you're here because we have only one key. And that devotee would not show up on time. He would never show up on time. So Vinod Bihari Prabhu would get so angry. He would get so angry with that devotee. But he meant well always. One thing I can say very proudly of my dear godbrother Vinod Bihari Prabhu, and I'm very proud of this, and I thought about this today. Whatever he was inside, he showed outside. Nobody will argue with me. Any of the devotees who are associated with Vinod Bihari Prabhu will not tell you that they disagree with this point. Whatever he was inside, he was outside. He had no duplicity. And duplicity is a hindrance for bhakti. We can judge by duplicity. But he had no duplicity. He would see, in fact, that's why a lot of times he was in conflict sometimes with devotees, because he would speak up what he wanted. He would say, I don't like this. I don't like this. So, we were trying to be humble, but no, he would be very clear when he doesn't like something. Like, I'll give you an example. There were some trees that were planted outside by some devotees. He came one day. He said, how are you planting these trees? They're so close to each other. Don't you have common sense? When the roots are going to grow, they're going to hinder, and they're going to go out in the foundation and cause problems. So he had no issue with speaking his mind. And he spoke what he felt. What he was inside, he was outside. And this is why I think that Gurudev loved him so much. This is a sign of a devotee, that what he's inside, he's outside. And I know our Gurudev loved him very much. I would be with Gurudev sometimes, and Vinod Bihari Prabhu would come, and Vinod Bihari Prabhu would say, bring him a chair. He would ask the devotees, Madhav Maharaj, to bring a chair for Vinod Bihari Prabhu to sit next to him. So this is the glory of our Gurudev and Vinod Bihari Prabhu. And because Gurudev promises, our Gurudev has promised, you have come to my shelter, you just be loyal to me, and I will take care of everything. And we saw this miracle of Vinod Bihari Prabhu passing, because I know he arranged for Preet Maharaj that morning to go and do a Swasti Vachan and give him tulsi water and say a lot of prayers. And he waited to leave his body that evening that Preet Maharaj had come. So our Gurudev arranged for Preet Maharaj to go there and bless our Vinod Bihari Prabhu. This is the glory of Vinod Bihari Prabhu and our Gurudev. So again, I am praying to Vinod Bihari Prabhu that actually I want to learn from him, of his mood. He always wanted to serve. Now we have some work going on in the altar, and I would sit down with him and say, we need your help, because he's a civil engineer. You know what he told me? He said, I am busy with this project. End of June, I am going to finish this project. And then I am going to do full-time Thakurji Seva and devote my time to serve this temple and fix all the problems that we have, engineering by speaking. That was his mood. That was his mood of serving our temple. It's not ordinary that one comes and serves in the temple and helps to build the temple. That is not an ordinary thing. Don't think it's a small thing. He must have had so much sukriti from his previous life that he got to do the seva. It's not an ordinary thing. Building a Vishnu temple, Krishna temple, helping to build that temple is a very great achievement. And Gurudev chose him to do that service. So again, I pray to Vinod Bihari Prabhu. I'm really indebted to him. I've learned a lot from him, and I want him to bless me so I can get his mercy to get some of his mood that he had, that he was always without duplicity, and in the mood, always fiery, trying to serve our Gurudev.
Thank you, Subhasaka Prabhu, for very beautiful words. As he said, Gurudev, I remember Gurudev once, he was at our home in Delhi, and he said that now that you have taken shelter of me, don't be worried. Coming and going, I will take you along with me one day. So don't be worried. And as he said, he manifested this. We could see so clearly that he arranged everything for Vinod Bihari Prabhu. And so we also have to be steadfast in our devotion and cling to the lotus feet of our Guru Varga. So just like them, we also leave this world in the same way. I'll ask now Vrinda Didi. She wanted to speak a few words about Vinod Bihari Prabhu. They were very good friends, and
Let me just hold it. Hare Krishna, Prabhus, Ididis. This week has been such a shock for all of us. I mean, last week we were out celebrating our boat festival, and this week we've gone through the deepest grief that I've ever experienced in the temple. The deepest grief. I know now it's time for healing for all of us. Our beloved brother, our beloved Prabhu, Babu Bhai, has met Mahasamadhi. And my only comforting words to Vimla yesterday were, he's probably with Gurudev now. He's probably home with Gurudev. And that's the highest blessing we can give him, that he's with Gurudev now. He's met Mahasamadhi and he's with Gurudev. I met Lakshmi and Babu Bhai in November of 2011 when the temple was being built and we were over on Blaylock. And I just wanted to come for satsang. I just wanted to be with a group of just pure hearts. And when I walked in to Lakshmi's eyes and Lakshmi's smile and Babu Bhai's smile, I knew I was home. They made me feel so welcome. And they've invited me to their house, and we've had wonderful, wonderful talks together over the past, I guess it's been 4 years now, so I've really gotten to know them well. Babu Bhai was more than a Prabhu. He was a founding father of this temple. There are 5 founding families that I admire and I respect so much because they've given everything, devoted everything, their worldly possessions, their spirituality, everything, to building this temple so that we could have a spiritual home. And 1/5 of our founding fathers has left us, and that just creates just such a void right now. And I know, thank goodness, Swami Tirth Maharaj is here to help us heal. What a blessing he is for all of us that he's here to help us heal. This temple wouldn't be as beautiful and as well maintained and as structured if it weren't for the brilliance, the engineering brilliance of Babu Bhai. We've got him to thank for the very floor that we're standing on right now. And we should never ever forget, he gave 2 solid years of his life completely to building this beautiful temple for us. And we're so grateful. I would love to see something named in his memory. Just something named in his memory so that we never ever forget what an important role he's played in this temple, in our spiritual lives, and all the people that come from here on end. Such a beautiful soul. And Lakshmi, my goodness gracious, she's our Didi, and we will take care of her. We've always taken care of her, and we always will. We just love her with the highest love there is, and the whole Patel family. So this is what I have to say. I'm just so grateful to him on so many different levels. That his loss was like, oh my God, I don't believe this. What a shock. But at least we're together now to help each other heal and to be at peace. And that's the most important thing right now. Jai Gurudev.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vrinda Didi, for very your heartfelt offering. And I would now like to request Vimla Didi to come and speak a few words, and after that Maharaj will continue with his Harikatha.
नमो विष्णुपादाय श्री राधिकायै प्रियात्मने श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत शिला नारायण गोस्वामी इति नामिने वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Our senior most, dear most, श्री गोविंद जी गौड़िया मठ के एक निष्ठ गुरुनिष्ठ भक्त श्री विनोद बिहारी प्रभु थे। दो तीन चीज़ें उनके जीवन की जो ऑर्डिनरी नहीं देखी जाती वो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहती हूँ। कई लोगों ने मेंशन किया कि सबसे पहले तो उनका नाम श्री विनोद बिहारी प्रभु। हमारे मोस्टली मठों में ठाकुर जी का नाम श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी है और हमारे परम गुरुदेव जी का ब्रह्मचारी वेश का नाम श्री विनोद बिहारी प्रभु है। तो गुरुदेव ने उनको ये नाम दिया विनोद बिहारी दास। परम गुरुदेव जी ने एक बहुत सुंदर विनोद बिहारी तत्वाष्टकम लिखा है जिसमें उन्होंने इस नाम को बहुत ग्लोरीफाई किया। व्हाट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस नेम एंड वाई आवर ठाकुर जी इज गोर वाइट। मोस्टली कृष्ण इज श्याम कलर बट इन गौड़िया मठास आवर ठाकुर जी इज गोर रंग। सो द फर्स्ट वर्स आई वांट टू से राधा चिंता निवेशेन यस्य कांतिर विलोपिता श्री कृष्ण चरणम वंदे राधा लिंगित विग्रह। So what that means is very beautiful pastime behind this name. When Krishna leaves Ras Leela, Radha Rani leaves Ras Leela, Krishna is feeling so much separation, and he's not enjoying the rasa dance even though there were hundreds of crores of gopis. But since Radha Rani is Raseshwari and she left rasa dance, so Krishna was feeling so much separation. And he went to look for her. And looking for her, Krishna comes to this place in front of Jamuna river. It is called Imlitala. He sat there and he was totally absorbed in Radharani, feeling so much separation from her and so much absorption in her that her color, her white color, Gaur color, covered Shyam color of Krishna. And Krishna became Gaur. So this is one beautiful pastime, and another beautiful pastime when Krishna and Radharani are doing so much loving pastimes, embracing each other in the kunjas, then Radharani's color comes on Krishna and Krishna becomes Gaur. So such a auspicious name, reminding so beautiful pastimes of Radha Vinod Bihari ji. Another Vinod Bihari Prabhu was serving Gurudev for many, many years, indirectly or directly, but his direct service started, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, his direct service started the day our deities arrived. The day our deities arrived, we were planning to open them, and Babu Bhai came, all the members came. And then the boxes, there were 8 wooden boxes, very tightly nailed, tightly jointed. And we were all planning how to open them. They were very tightly, closed. So none of us could open it. And Babu Bhai, being an engineer, he knew the trick. And he just took the hammer and he started opening it just like so easily. I said, wow, Babu Bhai, you Vinod Bihari Prabhu. I said, look, we were thinking we will not be able to open and we have to call someone. But Vinod Bihari Prabhu, you all remember that? And Tanmay Prabhu, they were, and so we were holding the box and he was opening. And he opened each one of the box and bring the deities out. So that is, I remember that, how he was opening, and he was so strong, even at that age, he was so strong. He was able to take all the nails out, open very nicely, and we were able to see our deities the day they arrived. And it is because of his service. So, we used to spend a lot of times together, and Vinod Bihari Prabhu, हम लोग भक्तों का चरित्र, हम लोग भक्तों की विरहती थी क्यों मनाते हैं? जनरली संसार में लोगों का आना जाना बड़ा दुखदाई होता है, बट भक्त का आना और जाना, भगवान की सेवा के दोनों ही, आना और भी और जाना भी, दोनों ही भगवान की सेवा के अनुकूल होता है। और भक्तों की विरह तिथि में हम उनके चरित्र का, उनकी महिमा का, उनकी सेवा का जब हम गुणगान करते हैं तो उनके जो गुण हैं वो हमारे अंदर आते हैं और उससे वो हमारे भजन के लिए बड़ा अनुकूल होता है। और यही श्रीमद् भागवतम है। श्रीमद् भागवतम में भी और क्या है, भगवान और भक्तों के चरित्र का ही तो वर्णन है। तो भक्तों का आना और जाना दोनों ही जीवों के कल्याण के लिए होता है। और ये बात इस चीज़ को साबित करती है कि विनोद बिहारी प्रभु का जाना, कितनी लोगों ने भगवान का नाम कीर्तन किया, कितने लोगों ने एकादशी का व्रत रखा है, कितने लोगों ने आज ठाकुर जी के दर्शन किए, कितनी बड़ी सुकृतियाँ बनी हैं, क्योंकि एक भक्त की वजह से, ये एक भक्त की महिमा है। तो मेरा श्री गुरु गौरांग के चरणों में फ्रॉम द कोर ओवर माई हार्ट आई प्रे माई इनसिग्निफिकेंट प्रेयर्स कि हमारे प्यारे गुरु भाई विनोद बिहारी प्रभु को हमेशा अपनी शरण में रखें और वो जीवन में आध्यात्मिक उन्नति करते हुए अंत में राधा गोविंद जी के, राधा विनोद बिहारी जी के चरणों की सेवा को प्राप्त करें। हरे कृष्णा। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Thank you, Didi, for very nice words. So this is the beauty of a devotee's life, that living or not living, they are engaging everyone in the service of the Lord. So the perfection of this life is how we utilize it in the service of the Lord, not in all the material gains that we run after throughout our life. So he certainly perfected his life, and we are sure that he's continuing his journey wherever he is at the moment under the guidance of Gurudev and our entire Guru Varga. I will now request Pujya Patirth Maharaj.
आप तो कुछ बोलिए।